Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture on the journal indexing. Today we will discuss about that what is the difference between the ESCI and the SCIE impact factor journals and how they can evaluate by the Web of Science. Myself Dr. Garg, working in the School of Mathematics, Thapar Institute, India. You can contact me, either of my email IDs are there if you feel any doubt, or else you can simply follow this link are there. So let's start this video. What is the content behind this presentation is that we will see what is the basic features about the emerging SCI and the SCIE. What is the purpose of the ESCI and the SCIE? How they can decide that which journal is belong to the ESCI and which journal is fall under this SCIE and their differences, and how the Web of Science evaluate those journals and how they can update, and finally we will see what is the conclusion behind that. So I hope that after watching this video you will be happy also, and you can like and subscribe my channel for more updates. So what is the basic feature behind this SCI and the emerging SCI? So ESCI is abbreviated as the emerging SCI and SCI is called as the SCIE expanded, and both are the journal journal indices are there. So what is the meaning of the journal indices are there? It means they are the database of the academic journals that list the important and the useful information about the journals. And who will maintain them? This is maintained by the Clever's Analysis, which is a part of the Web of Science. And this Web of Science not only include this emerging SCI and the SCIE, but they will also include the SCI journals articles as well as the AHCI articles are there. And this emerging SCI and the SCI index articles are mostly common for the sciences, basic sciences are there. But if you are from the humanities backgrounds are there or humanities subjects are there, then you are most focused on the AHCI and the SSCI articles. Now what is the purpose of this ESCI and the SCI articles are there? The role of the ESCI and the SCIs will provide the researcher with the confidence about their research findings, that the journals which they are selecting to submit their research papers or their findings, they will follow some editorial rigors and the best practices for that. What is the meaning of that? If you choose any of the journal from the SCI and the SCIE, then they will sure about that the journal is not the predatory, that is they are not the blacklisted journals are there. Also they will guarantee you about that the quality of the journal is maintained and monitored by the Web of Science bodies are there. Now what is the basic difference between these two indices journals are there? So if you are still so confused about this, like of these pictures are there, you have to think about that what is the difference between the ESCI. So this content is very beneficial for you. So what is the basic difference between the ESCI and the SCIR? That's a simple task are there. So they are all depending upon the indexing criteria. What are indexing criteria is there? According to the Clevers, there is a 28 different criteria are set in order to evaluate any of the journals. Out of these 28 criteria, the first 24 criteria, that is they will decide whether the journal will include ESCI or the SCIE. It means if this is the any of the journal, if this journal satisfied all these 24 criteria, that they will satisfy certain, they will include in the ESCI or the SCI. If they satisfy certain of them, they will fall under that category. So what are those 28 are there? Out of these 28 different criteria, if some journals satisfied only 24 criteria, and 24 criteria are related to the quality of the journal, not about the quantity or the indexing are there. They are just talk about the quality of the journal, while the rest of the 4 are talking about the impact of the journal. So only those journals which are talking about the quality of the journals, they are fall under the category of the ESCI, emerging SCI are there. So what is the emerging SCI there? Which are satisfied only for these 24 criteria which defines for the quality. However, those journals which satisfy both, that is these 24 as well as the remaining 4 criteria also, that they fall under the SCIE category. Now the question arises is that what are those 28 criteria and what are those 24 and the 4 are there. So now we will see what are those criteria fall under this emerging SCI. So look at that emerging SCI, as I told you, this they must satisfy these 24 criteria to be listed in the emerging SCI. So what are those are there? So the first one is the ISN number. All of you know that what is the meaning of the ISSN number is International Standard Serial Number. So any of the journal which you want to apply for the emerging SCI, they must have the unique ISSN number. What is that? What is the meaning of this ISSN number, which is used to define the serial publication? Second factor which is useful for the journal is the title. The title must be appropriate and match the ISSN number. So if you go to the emerging SCI website and if you search for the ISSN number, and the title must be corresponding to the same ISSN number are there. It must have a publisher name also be clearly stated on the website are there. Whatever the website you have, it must satisfy who is the website, who is the publisher are there, is whether the Springer, Elsevier, Wiley, Taylor Francis, or any of the other universities are there. The journal must have the valid URL websites are there, must be available for the online journals, and if the journal is not the online, then it must have the proper contact us description are there. Also, the web of science must be able to content easily accessible. The contents are there for only for those journals which are carry out the evaluations. So they must have the able to access all the journal content, whether it will be the online or it will be the offline are there. Sixth property is that it must have the peer review policy are there. So all those articles which are published in the journal must be subjected to the peer review policy. That is whether it's a double blind review process, single blind, or both are there. So it must have the peer review policy must be clearly stated by the journals on their websites in their author guidelines. Also, it must provide the contact details. It must communicate with the journal editorial and the production team. So it must be satisfied on the journal website are there. Also, scholarly contents are there. It will be clearly published. Of the professional articles are there. Not like that if the journal is on the sciences are there, you are not able to publish the articles on the humanities if they are not relevant to the scope of the journal. The title and the abstract of the journal must be in the English format, whether the body of the paper is maybe in your native language, but the title and the abstract must be in the English language are there. Citation must be written clearly in the Roman script are there. That is, all those references information you have provided must be written in the Roman letters are there, and it must be used for the indexing and the comprehensive are there. Language of the all these paper must be the English are there, so that must be easily understood for the universal point of view. You must provide the publication timeline and the volumes are there. The volume means whether whether the journal will publish quarterly articles are there, or it must be published monthly issues are there. So the publication frequency must be defined clearly by the journal criteria. 13th criteria is that the functional websites are there. The journal website must be accurate and easy to navigate by any of the persons are there. Ethics statement must be required on the journal website. What is the ethics statement for the authors and what is the ethics statements for the published articles are there. Editorial affiliation details must be there, and it must be easily identification and contactable are there. So if any Web of Science the team will contact any of the editorial members, they will be easily available on the websites are there. So it means if any of the journals include the name of the professors, then they must have the include their affiliation details also. Also, the author detail must be there. All the author must be clearly stated and they correctly identify that. If you are the author, then your details must be clearly stated on their journal's website. Editorial board compositions are there. It must be throughout the it must be from the global of the world, not from the all from the Asia, or not from the all over the not from the Asia only are there, or from the Europe. It must be all over the world are there. Statement of the validity must be addressed by the journals on their respective policies stated on the journal websites are there. Last 6 categories are there. It must satisfy the peer review policies are there. So content relevance must be there on the content relevance are there. If your journal article is related to the soft computing, then all those articles which are published in the journal must be related to the soft computing are there. So that is the published content must be consistent with the journal titles. So you can't publish chemistry or any of the mechanical engineering papers in the soft computing are there, provided they are not relevant to the soft computing journals. Grant spot details must be available and acknowledged on the journal papers as well as on the journal's website. And the community standards are there. What is the community standards there? That is what is the editorial policy. It must be standard with the research integrity policies are there. Author distribution must be reflected on the journal scopes are there, that is not only from the one particular country, but it must be all over the globes are there. Literature citation must be there in order to appropriate them are there. So these all are the 24 criteria which must be satisfied if you want your journal to be the emerging SCI, or you can say the Web of Science journal must see these all 24 criteria in order to include the journal to be the emerging SCI. Now what are those criteria which must be satisfied into the SCIE index journals? So first of all, the impact criteria, that is a journal must satisfy the quality criteria, that is all those 24 criteria which I described in the previous slides, that must be satisfied. Along with them, the four another things are there. What are those four are there? First one is the comparative citation analysis, author citation analysis, editorial board member, and the content significance are there. What is the meaning of them are there? If any of the journal which satisfy the previous 24 plus of these four are there, and if satisfy all of them, then it must be the part of the SCI. Otherwise, if any of the journal which is not satisfied any one of them, that is satisfy only 24, then it will part of the emerging SCI index journals only, not for the SCI. So look at the first one is a comparative citation analysis, that is the criteria pertain how many citations the article published in the journal receive and from which journals. So if your journals publish say 7 articles, how many times these 7 articles are published, and how many and in which journals they are cited by the authors are there. So this citation analysis is compared with by the Web of Science in their own platform. Author citation analysis are there. So the author publication history should be consistent with the journal category. So that is how many authors they publish the papers, and their history will also be maintained by the citation analysis. Also the editorial board member citation analysis, whatever the members of the journals, they must have their good journal reputations, good tracks are there, good H index and so on, that must be consistent with the journal category are there. So for example, if I the editorial board of the certain journals and I have the particular area of interest, so I must be consistent with that in order to remain with the journal's editorial board. And the last one is that it must be of the content consistent, that is a journal content. If the journals try to publish a one direction, it must be consistent throughout them. So if they want to switch their area related to the scope of the journals, so then the journal category or indexing criteria will also fall under them. So these are the four major criteria which defines for the impact 1P, while the previous 24s are defined for the quality. So all those journals which are satisfy quality plus impact are included in the SCI index journals. So these criteria are evaluated in order, and any of the journals that do not meet any of the first quality criteria, that is any of the first 24 criteria, if any of the journal does not satisfied, then they will not go to further rounds, means it does not belong to the SCIE. Also, however, those journals that pass a few rounds, they will evaluated for their impact. What is the meaning of that? If they will satisfy certain 24 criteria, then they will go to the impact and then possibly include in the SCI index journals. That means the SCI journals are considerably higher qualities and the higher impact journals, while for the emerging SCI they are less quality and the less emerging SCIs. How they can evaluate by the Web of Science and how they can update by them. So the journal which are listed in the two indexes are regularly checked up by the Web of Science and updated on the basis of them. What is the meaning of that? For example, if the journal listed in the emerging SCI will increase their impacts, so what is the meaning of that? They will satisfy some additional 4 criteria, then they will move into the SCIE journals. However, all those if the journal which is of the high quality, they will decrease their impacts. In the next round of their year, they will move into the emerging SCI. So all are depending upon the quality and the quantity of the journals. So this type of the re-evaluation is part of the Web of Science, and it will normally evaluated with the year to years, and they will evaluate by the Web of Science editors are there. So the journal which are emerging SCI, which definitely is still now is not receive any of the impact factor, which is definitely the part of the concern by the some authors. So what is the conclusion of this presentation is that while consider if you want to publish any of the journals, any of your articles, whether in the emerging SCI or the SCIE index journals, so what is that you have to check with your departmental or institute policies whether they want to publish in the emerging SCI or SCI before you want to send to the any journals. As some of the journals as or some of these scholars they want to be the impact factors, or someone does not want to be the impact factors are there. So based on them you can select whether the emerging SCI or the SCIE are there. So while someone may depend upon the index of the journals, while someone depending upon their according to their job performance evaluation or the administrative concerns. So based on them you can select whether it's a emerging SCI or the SCIE. So if you want to see some of the another differences, like what is the difference between the Scopus and the Web of Science, how you identify the Scopus index journal, what is the H index, what is the JCR formula, how they can compute the impact factor of the journal, you can simply follow the playlist research direction on the channel name of the Dr. Harish Garg, where you can find all those videos are there. Till then you can simply follow this link for finding the more updated videos. Best of luck researchers. Happy learning. Thank you very much.